What's up, guys? Welcome back, episode 2 of Putasos podcast. My name's Joe. I'm your host. Today's guest, we have Gene. Gene is one of my best friends. This is my boy. Me and Gene met back in college. He was my roommate, and then we also wrestled on the wrestling team as well. Me and this guy have created a ton of memories together. I think this is what your fourth year coming down.
Yep, fourth year.
Yeah, so this is his fourth year coming to visit Cali. Hey, where are you from? Tell him where you're from. Tell him a little bit about yourself.
My name is Gene. I met Joe about 7 years ago, and in that time, Joe seemed to go from kind of fat to like goddamn super fat. I recently lost about equivalent to Joe in weight, about 120 pounds.
Fuck you.
But, Joe's soaking wet. So I grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota. Went to school with Joe here, and then after college, I went down to Utah for like a month or two, and then
With cereal?
Yeah, it was cereal. So I went down to Utah for about a month or two, went back to Minnesota, and then I lived in Alaska for the last 5 years. And I just moved back to Minnesota about 6 months ago. But yeah, the last 4 years has been about once a year I come down, kind of see everybody and just have a good time.
Me and Gene have been good buddies for a while. I think the main reason we wanted him on this podcast is because he went through such a significant weight loss. Mm-hmm. This guy was a pretty big boy at one point. Guy was weighing I think he was weighing over 3 bills.
At least.
Over 3 bills.
At least.
Yeah, so he's a big boy. As you can see, he's in good shape right now. What are you weighing right now?
About 170.
Yeah, so he went through a pretty significant journey as far as getting back in shape. So that's just pretty much what we're here to talk about. But I guess to start off, tell the crowd where you were at your worst, and where you're at right now at your best. Kind of just things like that.
So when I was at like my worst, I guess, like when I was the heaviest I've ever been, that was when I was still living in Alaska. And so when I had lost a bunch of weight, at the time, when I was living in Alaska, I was drinking a lot and all this crazy shit. I wasn't really taking care of myself. And then now when I'm doing good and I lost all this weight, I moved back down to Minnesota. I got a good job and I kind of laid off all the boozing. And part of the whole reason why I lost weight was because I was drinking so much and I was doing stuff that I would wake up in the morning and kind of feel like dog shit.
Alright, Gene, so I guess here's a better question. Because you obviously at some point had to take like the initiative, you know? Mm-hmm. What made you want to say like, hey, this is it. I need to lose weight. Like, I need to get my life together.
There was one day I woke up. So at the time in my apartment I had, it was like my whole closet was a glass wall. It was a complete mirror. And I woke up and I was like, kind of gross. I was butt naked. And I stood up in the mirror and I was like, oh no. I don't know why. It's like I was that big for a couple of years. I don't know what finally clicked, but when I was standing there looking in the mirror, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you need to figure this out. And then I think I didn't drink after that for about 6 months. And I started going to the gym just slowly and kind of gradual. But that was like, dog, what are you doing?
Alright, so that was modest. I want you to tell the crowd the real story. Give them a little bit more detail on that.
Alright.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so what really happened? So the full story was, so there's this chick I would call. There's this girl I was seeing that like,
This is real though, bro. This is real. Like people need to hear this because there's people, I swear, I know about 4 of them that are in the exact same situation.
Alright.
So this is real, bro.
So the time, like I was drinking a lot, right? And then there was this one girl I was seeing that I would only call. I mean, it'd be like 3 in the morning. I am bottle of whiskey and just hammered. I'd call this girl. She'd come over, but usually she'd like leave the night. So I just wake up in the morning, no big deal, go about my day. And then, but this time for some reason, I don't know, maybe she was drinking too, but she spent the night. And I wake up and this chick, I was 300 pounds, and this chick was probably like just as big as me. She was a big girl. And so she's like naked. I wake up, I'm like, stumbling out of bed. I look in the mirror and I see myself butt naked, all stretched out, busting at the seams. And I see this, for better or worse terms, this heifer in the bed, just busting at the seams, butt naked, And I was like, dude, like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? And that was like the main reason I stopped drinking was because because my worst case scenario was like, dude, I'm gonna end up knocking this chick up. I'm gonna be stuck with this girl forever. It's like I gotta stop. Like, we're done. I won't call her. Sober G won't call her. So we're done drinking. And so I didn't touch a drop of alcohol for at least 6 months after that.
Oh, for real?
For real. I stone cold sober.
I didn't even know that, bro.
Like, I was sober. Like,
damn, she scared you that bad?
Dog, it was rough.
And I know you've been through rough, bro. So for you to say that that's rough
like
is
that
like...
was, you've seen some of the rough. That was like rough,
bro.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, when you're quotating the rough and you're saying rough is worse, like...
Dude, rough was bad.
I know what you've been through, dog, and that's rough. That's rough.
But I'm glad it happened, though. Because that was the little kicker right there. That's what started it all.
Well, bro, like, I mean, when you think of it, it's like your natural instinct, bro. Like, as a dude, like, you probably just saw yourself and was like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
dog. Especially because where I used to be, like, because when I was younger, like, even before college, like, the summer, like, when I got recruited in college, I was like a fit looking dude. That's why they recruited me at 149, because I was wrestling 45 and I was like pretty fit.
Yeah.
And then I spent that, because I didn't think I was going to go to school, so I spent that summer drinking. But, like, from where I used to be, like, I knew where I used to be at. I was like, dude, like, you know you can do better than this. Like, what are you doing? And, man, that's just what started right there.
What do you think, I mean, because when you come from a sport like that, like...
Do you know how I kind of felt? I knew I was getting kind of fat, right? But I used to cut weight hard. Like, my whole life I cut so much weight. I had this idea of, like, I'm like, you know what? No, I earned a couple of years. I can eat for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I earned this. It gets out of hand real fast.
That's wild, bro. That's so wild.
I used to cut a lot of weight.
And that's the thing, like for someone who's been in a sport that's so demanding, like, physically, because you always have to be in shape, you always have to, like, be able to make weight on a consistent basis. Like, you think that someone like you would kind of, like, have it under control?
No.
Kind of deal. I feel like a lot of wrestlers kind of blow up when they're done wrestling.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There's a lot of people I knew growing up. They're like pretty big boys now.
Yeah. So I guess to this question, I think I know the answer. But do you think wrestling helped with you getting back in shape, or do you think it was the reason you got out of shape? Kind of describe your relationship with wrestling.
I don't want to say it was the reason I got out of shape. I do think it helped me with the sense of getting into shape because I've been. You remember what college was like. Like, we did some shit. Like, some practices were pretty rough. So when I started working out again, I was like, man, like, you know, I'm fat. So it was rough. But it helped me, like, the kind of attitude you had, you learn from wrestling, like, the discipline you get from it, kind of helped me, like, if I had to stick through this, you know, we'll keep doing it, like, it's for the betterment of me. And I think wrestling did help with the whole attitude portion of it, but it definitely didn't help with the eating.
No?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because when I was in wrestling, I had a really bad relationship with food. And even, like, for the first, like, 60 pounds I lost, I wasn't doing the best. Like, I was kind of, like, cutting weight, I guess. But...
Just fucking not eating or what?
Nah, just on some fumes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, no, I don't know. I don't know if wrestling played the big part. I think the only thing I got out of wrestling that maybe would have helped was just the discipline that came from it.
Yeah.
Just I know if I stick to this, like, no matter if I want to do it or not, I'm going to do it.
Let's touch on that bad part, bro. Because I feel like a lot of wrestlers, like, I feel like they know that exists, but they don't want to, like... Because here's what wrestlers think. Here's most wrestlers. They run into a situation that makes them uncomfortable and they look at don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. You're fine.
100%.
You can make it through.
Yep.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Like, why... Because you kind of mentioned that you had a bad relationship with food because of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that?
So I got to
Because I mean, and just on the like flip side, I feel like I have a great relationship with food because of wrestling.
But I feel like you were always pretty, like, your physical makeup was different than mine, right? Like, you've kind of always been like a slender dude, right? Mm-hmm. You kind of have a fast metabolism, you can kind of just eat. And you were probably eating pretty good because you need the energy to keep up with how much activity you were doing. I was always kind of a tough kid. And when I was my junior year in high school, I was like, that's the year I wrestled 26.
Yeah. So
I was cutting weight super hard. Mm-hmm. I remember, dude, there's like a Halloween party or like a New Year's party or something. Some party I went to, and I remember thinking, I was like, man, if I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm good. Like, I'm cooling. Well, I started drinking. I had a couple shots. The next thing you know, dude, let's smoke this joint. I smoke a joint. Next thing you know, I'm fucking face deep in a crock pot full of Swedish meatballs.
Oh, no.
I got weigh-ins in 2 days. I was 130 at the time, dude. I was already 4 pounds over. I ate this whole crock pot.
No.
I was 138. And I was drinking all night too after that. Dude, I smelled scale on Monday. And that, like, that's how you, like, I had an issue with food, like, that way. To the point where, like, I was starving myself. That's how I cut weight. Like, I just didn't eat. I was eating granola.
What did you weigh on Monday?
Like 138. Cause, I was drinking water too and all this bullshit all night. Like I was already dehydrated and starving, and then I filled my body up with water, booze, Swedish meatballs, barbecue sauce.
So for people who don't like understand the concept of cutting weight, wrestlers typically they weigh in every week, typically for a tournament.
Yeah.
And we weigh in on Fridays.
Yep.
You weigh in on Friday and you compete Friday, Saturday, depending on the tournament, or you weigh in the same day typically, maybe Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So. What did you weigh on Monday? 138.
I'm like 12 pounds.
And you got to get to 126, so 12 pounds in 5 days.
Yeah.
And like up front, like that might not seem a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But one, you're doing it every week,
mm-hmm.
and two,
I was on a brutal roller coaster.
Yeah, bro, just cutting that weight every single week.
And I think what happened was after that, like after I stopped wrestling in college and I was just done. I was like, man, fuck it. Like, I don't really care about what I ate. Because I was so used to being so active.
Yeah.
That, like, I was able to kind of eat whatever I wanted. But then as soon as I stopped the whole wrestling thing, and I still ate the same way, and I don't fly. I don't fly.
And I think what a lot of people don't realize about, like, cutting weight is, like, in wrestling, when you start cutting weight, you're already in shape.
Yeah.
So, like... It's not like you're fat, you're getting in shape, and like you lost 12 pounds. It's like, no, you're already in shape.
That year?
Now it's time to cut off 12 more pounds.
When we did our weight certifications that year, I weighed in at 132. I was already 6.5% body fat.
Yeah, I probably cheated the hydration test.
We don't have it in Minnesota.
No?
Nah. College, I cheated the one, though. We got like pissing in a condom with pouring water in it.
Bro, I cheated the hydration test in high school and college, bro. So check this out. So in most states, they do what's called a hydration test. So you walk in, you weigh in, they check your body fat, and then based off that, they give you X amount of weight you can cut safely. So what we do...
show up dehydrated.
We cut the weight. We cut as much weight as we can. We'll show up. Like for me, what I did is I just freaking got like a Ziploc bag, filled it up with hot water.
Yep.
Sprinkle a pea in there.
Yep.
Twisted it off rubber band, put it under my nuts. And then go to take the piss. I just fucking burst the bag in the cup. And they're like, wow, Joe, you're hydrated. I'm just like...
I'm just all sucked in.
Thanks.
The way I did in college, I used a non-lubricated condom.
Put it in his ass.
Little drip of pee. I think Theo taught me how to do it. Or maybe it was you.
It was me.
Yeah, someone like peeing something. I'm like, I'm so dehydrated. Yeah. Like, so I just did like 2 drips of piss with hot water. And I'm in the thing like, whoop, boop. Yeah, dude, hydrated. I get down to 157, sick.
Yeah. Basically, wrestling's a fucking savage sport, bro.
Yeah.
Wrestling's a savage sport.
And I got a hard time. Have you ever noticed that, like, because of wrestling and you've done a lot of, like, crazy shit because of it, like, a lot of stuff that you didn't really want to do, but you kind of had to do? Like, do you have a hard time talking to people sometimes? Like, because we had to do a lot of shit that was, like, you couldn't complain. You just had to do it. Mm-hmm. Like, do you have a hard time with people, like, just complaining about shit?
Yeah, I have a tough time, bro.
I
literally get so mad.
I've noticed I have a hard time either connecting with people or whatever, because they'll complain about some dumb shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? But then you want to be nice, right?
The thing the thing that is unique about wrestling is you don't have to be like this freak athlete.
No, you just gotta work hard.
You can just literally be the hardest working person in the room and be successful. And I think that's what pisses me off about people that don't work hard or complain, especially at work, because it's like,
shit's easy,
bro.
Like, I work a physical job and it's easy.
All right, here's a good one. So you went from like big boy, and now you're freaking big boy. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What advice would you have for somebody? Because I feel like a lot of people who are like, they look at themselves and they want to make a change. They're scared of 2 things. 1, they're scared of hard work. I think that's kind of the obvious one. But 2, they're scared of like, what do I do? Where do I start? So for you, being someone who's done the whole journey, like what would be your piece of advice to someone who's just starting out, who's just losing weight, they're scared, they're nervous, they don't know what to do? What would you say to them?
I feel like some people when they start, they either start just a little bit and it's like, I feel like what you need to start when you do first, like if you want to change it and make like a lifestyle change, you got to focus on, you don't have to work out yet. You can just start changing how you eat. Like maybe cut a couple things out, try to be more conscious of what you're eating. And the whole key, I feel like, for anybody is just make little changes every now and then so you can keep it consistent. It's not like, because if you, let's say you've been eating like shit for your whole life and you used to eat McDonald's and all this crazy stuff and you're like, I'm gonna dive into keto, like something stupid, right? It's such a drastic change. There's no way that anybody can keep up with that. Like that's kind of what I did too at first. I dove straight into keto for like no reason. I don't know why. I mean, it worked, but like it was more of like I dove in so hard, and I was working out 7 days a week.
And I feel like that goes back to the whole wrestling.
Yeah, it was like that's just what I was used to. Like, I have to do this, so I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. But I feel like for an everyday person, like you don't need to dive in so deep. Like I think the first key part is like you realizing or understanding that okay, you need to change something, and you can change up your diet a little bit, or you can start just walking a little bit. Like you don't have to dive in so deep so it changes your current lifestyle so drastically that it's hard to keep up forever. It's just gotta make little baby steps, and you keep adding and adding and adding, and then let's say you spent every week you went for a walk. Okay, it's a win. Let's maybe bring that walk up a little bit, or change your diet a little bit more. Like it's just baby steps. That's my advice. I guess just start small. Don't drastically change your life because it's hard to keep up with it.
Okay, that's good advice. Here's another question. So I have like well, I mean, I've been working out my whole life, but I'm not like a workout freak, I would say. But like my buddies, like my buddy Jason, my buddy Eddie, like they've been working out pretty like consistently for a really long time. And one thing that they always talk about is like in order to be successful, fitness is a super important thing. So for you in your life, how do you think being fit has not only changed just like your look, but how has it changed the rest of your life, like the other aspects of your life?
So personally, when you're fit and you're taking care of yourself, your self-confidence in yourself skyrockets. Like you feel so good about yourself because you're putting in the work and you're doing something that's just for you. And it also changes the way people perceive you. Like I feel like when I was fat and like real big, it's like kind of shitty, but I feel like people didn't perceive me the same way they do now. And but the other thing is like when you do work out so much, or not even so much, if you're working out consistently, you get a different like mental attitude towards things. I feel like you're clearer in the head. Like I feel like it just works really good, and everything else feels better. Yeah,
and it's like a real thing too, though. Like in the nature, like the law of nature is like the reason people respect you is because they know you had to put in some like pedigree of like work that is above average.
It shows you have a standard for yourself.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know, like. Even like for your professional life, like I feel like being fit is important because.
So I've been on this journey for like probably, I think I seen some picture the other day of me that was all big. One of the first pictures I ever took of me in the mirror, and it was like a year and 8 months ago or whatever. And just in that whole year and a half to a year and 8 months, I've developed this routine where now like when I deviate from that routine, like this week being here, it's sick. I love it. But I'm excited to get back to my routine. Like I wake up every day at the same time. Like I tell myself I'm gonna wake up at 6. I get up at 6.
Yeah.
Like it's the same. I work out this time every day. Everything's the same. It's a good routine and it keeps you like you got shit going on. Like, this is what you do. This whole trip's fucked me up. I can't wait, dude. I miss my gym.
It's funny because like the last 3 trips. It's every time Gene comes down, it's like, all right, Gene's coming down, boys coming in town. It's time to get wild. It's time to get crazy. This time he comes down, we still do the same thing, but he's like, every time I come down here, you guys just want to drink. I'm like, bro, we literally this routine started because of you, bro.
What? No.
Fool comes in shape one time and talking shit.
Yeah. Hey, it's the only place I can talk shit.
No, that's dope. I think, fuck, bro, I mean, just like as your friend, bro, like, I'm super fucking proud of you.
Thanks, dog.
Like, super fucking proud of you. And, like, I know, like, outside of, like, the pod, like, not many people know, like, you or, like, where you came from or, like, what kind of struggles you had and things like that. And just to see you, like, blossom out and, like, improve, like, your life, bro. Like, for once you, like, really focus on your life. I think that's super fucking cool, bro.
Thanks, dog.
Came a long fucking way.
I appreciate it.
I think one question that I have for you that maybe you're not expecting.
Oh, fuck.
Because I think as friends, this guy's been whooping my ass all week in the gym. As friends, you want to bring each other value, Like you want to bring a value to the table. Like if you're doing something, like tell your homies about it. If they're doing something, they should tell you about it. You guys should push each other. You guys should do all that stuff. My bad, that's my alarm. One question I have for you is like, you've got this aspect of your life down, right? And this is gonna be like a lifestyle moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's next? Like what's the next part of your life that you feel that you really need to focus on and improve?
Financial.
And why do you say that?
Because like, you know I make good money. Like,
this guy makes good money.
Like, I do well.
Yeah.
And the only issue I have is like, I'm not like the most frivolous, I guess. Like, I looked at how much I make or whatever versus how much I'm spending, and like, I was like, I don't worry about bills or nothing. I don't spend money on dumb shit. Like,
Yeah.
I need to get that under control, and I need to start saving more, and then get more into investing and stuff like that. I need to get more of a whole future aspect of it, because right now I'm just doing my thing, just kind of living, but
Yeah.
I'm not really saving too much. So I gotta get more literate with my financials and stuff and work on that. But that's probably my next thing.
You got a 401k though. Why do you want to save up money?
401k is good, dude, but I don't want to work forever. And then you get taxed so hard too. Once you do finally pull that 401 out, like, I only did the 401 because my company.
Who the fuck knows what taxes are gonna be when we're 65, bro?
Well, and also, like, the only reason I did the 401 is because it's like free money in a sense because my company matched it.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
And I come down here and I see the boys doing so good. I'm like, man, I ain't doing shit right. I gotta start figuring it out.
What do you see? Let's just not include me, so we're not biased on the situation.
Yeah.
But like, I have really good, like I have highly successful friends in the area. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
What do you see? I guess why does seeing like my friends do well? Like, what about that like fires you up?
Your friends are my friends.
Yeah. What about our friends? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, your friends are my friends,
yeah.
And I feel like you guys have been stepping into this whole investing and doing your thing for so long that you guys have this different attitude towards. Like, you guys have a completely different attitude towards money that I don't have, and it's just because of the surrounding I'm in and all the stuff I've been exposed to before. Like, so whenever I'm here, I kind of like, I come down here, I'm like, dude, I come back from Minnesota, like, man, I'm doing fucking good, you know, like, I'm doing good, and I come down here like, fuck, like, yeah. I'm not doing good.
It's a trip, bro. Like,
but you guys are just doing so good. You guys are smart with your money too. That's the thing, and like, that's what I need to learn from you guys, just how you guys manage and what you guys do. Like, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Why do you think the financial portion's like important to like what like? Why do you want money outside of like retiring for yourself? Like, obviously everyone wants to retire young or whatever, but like,
people say money doesn't buy happiness, right? People say it doesn't buy happiness, but it buys freedom. Like,
freedom's happiness.
Like, even right now, like, I feel like compared to where I was even 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the amount of money I make now compared to where I used to be at, I have so much more freedom because I just don't fucking care. Like, and you guys don't give a fuck. Like, and it's like, it's tight. It's like, I want to be on that level. And it's like, in having good money, man, like, the way you manage it, if you're making money off the stuff you're doing, the way you're set up, like, you're taking care of your family, you're taking care of people that you love and people that you care about, like, it's important. Money buys freedom for you and your family to do whatever you want. You can, you guys can do whatever you want. You guys are safe. You guys are good. You and your parents, you want to take them out and go do stuff, it's good. It's just freedom. That's what it is. It may not buy the happiness, it doesn't buy the memories you got, but it provides a pathway for those memories. Yeah,
bro. And I feel like experiences have a price tag.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to go, like, of course, like, we can go to the grocery store and buy stuff and cook for the whole family. But the fact, like, that you can take everybody out, sit everybody down, anyone can order whatever they want, whatever drink they want. They don't have to look at the price.
Yeah.
And you can cover that bill. Like, that is a slice of happiness. Like, that is what money brings you. So money's not like money's not the happiness. It's what money can do for you if you know how to use it the right way.
I feel like money is just a pathway to better experiences.
Well, think about it, bro. Like, I get fucking deep into this shit, but like at one point, like, back in the day before money even existed, food was free.
Yep.
Air is free.
Yep.
Water is free. Shelter is free. It might take a little work, but it's free.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, like, somebody monetized everything, right? So it's like, in order to have those experiences, you need to have the money.
Yeah.
Like, if you have money, you have nice shelter. If you have the money, you could have nice food. It's a little nicer. You could have nice food experiences.
Yeah.
Like, even like something as simple as like, we go out to eat and like, it's like I'm paying for it or you're paying for it. And it's like, no one is even thinking of like who's paying who back. Like, that's not a thing in our friend group.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even exist in our friend group. Like we just paying like it is what it is, you know, like that's an experience. We're paying for experience, so no, that's cool, bro. I think financials financials important, but like I will say this because I feel like financially I'm doing okay. I want to be better for sure. I have friends that are doing better than me, then I want to hit their level, you know.
Yeah.
But like fitness is like I'd rather die fit. Or I'd rather have a fit life with no money.
I'd rather die fit enhancement, rich and fat. Straight up.
I agree, bro.
Like straight up.
I agree, bro. I mean, because that's like that's your temple, bro.
Yeah.
And like
that's
how you feel. That's who you are. Like, and at the end of the day, bro, like that's how you like. I don't know. This might sound like Jurassic, but that's how you respect God, bro. Like, like gluttony is a sin, you know.
Well, and like,
so
it's one of those things that if you went down the path I went, where you just got
shit, hold up, my bad.
So I guess where I was going with this, I feel like fitness is so much more important to even as an individual. Like, fuck what it does for everything else in your life, just for you. Like, that's something you do for yourself, right? Like, that's something that, you know, let's say something happens where everything gets taken away from you. Like, nobody can take that. That's you, dude. Like, you did all that. You did that for yourself. You did that for even if like. So when I had that whole kid thing, that's when I first started working out. Before I stepped on the scale and seen I was 280. But so that was like 4 months or whatever, right? And when I first had that kid, I was like, or had the scare with that kid, I thought I was like, man, like, pretty unhealthy. Like, this kid might need me. So, I don't know. I feel like fitness is one of those things that once you get it and you keep on it and you've maintained it or whatever and you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, like, that's all you. Nobody can take that away from you.
Bro, you were fat as fuck.
Bro, I know. Dude, it blows my mind. I see pictures and I'm like, dude, I can't. Like,
oh, you were so.
I see pictures all the time. I'm like, I can't believe that's even the same person. Like, I can't. It makes no sense. Like, and at the time, what's crazy is I never thought I was that big. Like, I knew I was fat, but I didn't know I was like fucking like that moccasin picture, the lean on knees. I didn't know I was that big, like at all. You know, there's some dirty shit. When me and that chick in Alaska broke up, and she was like trying to shit on me, I was like, bro, like, you fucked me. Like, straight up. Like, what does that say about you, dog? Tripping.
You know what's funny, bro? Is like all those stories from college, like those are fat people stories. Like who? Yeah, bro, I have pictures.
I know. I was never, dude. This is the best year of my life. And to be fair,
by fucking far.
The fact that, cause I lost weight so fast that I got little kangaroo pouch thing, little saggy little belly, but I'd rather have the saggy belly than fucking saggy titties, dog.
Bro, that's fucking, that's like, I don't know, I guess you could say like a battle scar.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, bro, you could always get that fit. Like, if you really wanted to, you could always get that taken care of.
It'll happen over time. But, no, I don't know. It's wild to me, man. I can't believe it. And it doesn't even feel like it's been a year and a half. Like, I feel like it was just yesterday.
It doesn't, huh?
No, I feel like it happened quick.
Were you working out the last time you came here?
I was losing weight at the time. Yeah, I was like 220 the last time we seen. I remember I was all stoked coming out. I'm like, I look fucking good on 220. I'm looking good. And even people still like, damn, bro, like, that's Gene? Yeah. Okay.
Fuck, bro.
I don't know.
Alright, Mr. Gene. Well, while I have you on here, this is an MMA show.
Oh, fuck.
So we gotta break down the card.
Alright.
For someone who fucking wrestled their whole life, you should know a thing or two about these fights. Main event, Rafael Fiziev versus Gamrot. You know who Gamrot? Tell me you know who Gamrot is.
No.
Alright, he's a world level wrestler.
Okay.
World medalist.
Who's this?
Kill yourself.
Rafael
Fiziev, he's a striker. He's a kickboxer.
I like Gamrot. 1000%.
Alright, well, Gamrot just got his ass whooped by Dariush, and then Fiziev just lost to Gaethje. Both kind of took a big L on that one.
Rafael's a Fiziev?
Fiziev, yeah.
Okay.
So Rafael Fiziev, he's a really fucking good kickboxer.
Okay.
He's trained at Tiger and Muay Thai a ton of times. In my opinion, I got Rafael, and here's why. One, he's got super good takedown defense. I don't think Gamrot's like that wrestler that's like, but he's not Bo Nickel. Okay. He's not like I grab your legs and it's a fucking rap. It's not Cosmo.
He's not like top tier world class, but he's still like world class.
He's world class, bro. He's top tier world class.
Oh, but the thing, I can hold you, you're fried.
Yeah, the thing about like wrestling versus MMA wrestling is like with wrestling, when you get someone down, like there's certain things that they can't do, and there's certain things that you can do to like control a match. And even if you're not good on top, you can let someone up and you can run a takedown clinic. Like in MMA, like if you get a takedown, like the point's to get them down.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that Gamrot's the best at like. I think he's a really good wrestler. I don't think he's good enough to like control someone like him.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be able to hold him out, ride him out, get him into a good position, work for a finish. I just don't think that's the case. So my pick, I got Rafael by decision.
I'm taking Gamrot just because he's a wrestler.
All right.
Just biased as hell.
Respectful. I think Fiziev gets it. I think he gets it done by decision. So that's my call.
All right.
Bryce Mitchell versus Dan Ige. Dan Ige.
Ige's an Irish dude, right?
No, bro.
No, I'm way wrong.
Yeah, I'm way wrong. We're keeping that in there, by the way. You look stupid.
All right.
Dan so Dan Ige he's a striker.
Okay.
American dude, and then bro Bryce Mitchell.
He's an Irish fool, right?
Yeah, he's American.
Oh shit.
Bryce Mitchell is fucking. He's straight from Arkansas, bro. You have to know who Bryce Mitchell is, bro. Camo shorts. Camo shorts. Right. Camo shorts. Right. Yeah, so Bryce Mitchell. So I actually saw
camo shorts.
Yeah, he got his camo shorts.
Hard.
I saw Bryce Mitchell fight Edson Barboza in Vegas.
Yeah.
Beat the fuck out of him, bro. Beat the shit out of him.
Who's from where?
Huh?
Bryce from where?
Arkansas. Ooh. So Bryce Mitchell's coming off an L. Anyway, I think regardless, I think Bryce Mitchell's gonna win. Dan Ige has never been stopped, so I don't think that Dan Ige is getting stopped. I don't think that
Bryce in the camo shorts.
Yeah, camo shorts, bro. I think Bryce is gonna get it done. I don't think that he's gonna finish him. If it was a 5-rounder, maybe, but I think Bryce gets it done by decision.
I just seen a real dude about his camo shorts, so I'm taking Bryce.
Yeah.
That shit goes hard.
Yeah. Where's my camo shorts?
Yeah.
Mariana versus Michelle Watterson is technically a striker, and Mariana's a fucking badass striker, bro. I got Mariana by murder.
Really?
Yeah, I got Mariana by
finish. She's that cold or what?
She's cold, bro. She honestly, her last fight. Piece me up? Yeah. But bro, she's 115. I'm shooting a double leg and taking her across the room and throwing her through the wall. But Mariana, she fought a title eliminator in her last one versus another Chinese chick. She lost, but Mariana's a cold striker, bro. I think Mariana gets it done. I think she puts her away. Puts her away for sure. Battles versus Fletcher. I'm honestly, I don't really know who Fletcher is too much, but I know Battles. He won the Ultimate Fighter at 170. He's got long hair. Feels pretty raw, but I got Battles. I kind of just want to see the Battles train go on. I don't really know Fletcher too much, but I think they're both solid, bro. They're both like 10-2 or some shit. They both have pretty good records, so.
I don't know who either of them are.
Yeah. All right, this one. I'm kind of excited for this one. So everyone knows the last name Usman, but it's his brother. Okay. So Usman versus what's this guy? I literally just put Usman versus a middleweight because this guy used to be a middleweight. Oh. And he's
what did you call him earlier? You said that. You said something earlier to Big Cat. I can't remember what you said. You call him that Scrubby used to be a what?
Scrubby used to be a middleweight.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, okay. This guy probably fuck me up. Okay, so but
for sure.
He would be my
for sure.
But like, bro, like the guy wasn't ever like a stellar middleweight. It's not like he was like a top contender, and now he's he's up at heavyweight now. I honestly think that UFC is just.
Usman's brother's a heavyweight.
Yeah, bro, he's a
after this
fucking boy, bro.
I gotta see this boy.
I feel like this is just a straight alley-oop behind the back, slammed up to Usman. Huh? Yeah, I think they're alley-oop and Usman on this one, but.
I'll probably go for Usman.
Yeah. So kind of recap again. So I got Rafael Fiziev by decision. I think he decisions out Gamrot. You got Gamrot, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got Bryce Mitchell.
I got Bryce.
Decisioning Dan Ige. If there's a stoppage, it's Dan Ige with hands.
Going for the wrestler, the camo shorts.
Mariana versus Watterson. I got Mariana. She's a raw striker, bro. She's raw.
Okay.
Battles versus Fletcher. I got Battles, and then Usman. I got Usman as well. So that's the fight card. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Gene, it's his last day out here, so who knows when he'll be back. But
I come down randomly.
Once a year. The last 2 years he came down the same month.
It's always been like, hey dog, I'll be there on Friday.
Yeah, you came legit a year apart this time.
Yeah. September.
Because last time you came early September because we went to
I barely remember that.
We went to Cross. That's why.
Well, I remember what happened at Cross.
Sorry, Big Cat. We gotta watch this live. I saw it. Shut this shit up.
What's up, everybody? UFC President Dana White here to announce some more badass fights. You know the main event for UFC 295 on November 11th in New York is Jon Jones, the GOAT and reigning heavyweight champion, and he is defending his title against the former champ and the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic. Now, I have the co-main event. Former light heavyweight champion Yuri Prochazka faces former middleweight champ Alex Pereira for the vacant 205-pound title.
That's fucking
Prochazka
shit.
is one of the most exciting fighters on the roster. He had to vacate the title when he sustained the worst shoulder injury in UFC history, but now he is fully recovered. He's still undefeated in the UFC, and he wants his belt back. Pereira is one of the scariest dudes to ever set foot in the octagon. He won the middleweight title just 1 year after making his UFC debut. Now he's moved up to light heavyweight with his sights set on a second world title in a new weight class. That is going to be an awesome fight. At UFC 296 on December 16th in Las Vegas, Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington.
Oh.
With the welterweight title on the line. The champ hasn't lost a fight in 8 years, and he's coming off back-to-back wins over the greatest welterweight of all time, Kamaru Usman. He is defending his title against Colby Covington, a relentless pressure fighter with unstoppable cardio. In the co-main event for UFC 296, UFC flyweight champion Alessandre Pantoja faces number 4 Brandon Royval.
That's
Pantoja
sick, bro.
is an
Fuck
absolute
yeah.
savage with 18 career finishes, coming off his second win over Brandon Moreno. He is primed for his first flyweight title defense. Royval's only UFC losses are against the division's last 2 champs, Pantoja and Moreno. He's put together an impressive win streak to earn the rematch with Pantoja with the 125-pound title on the line. We have 2 incredible pay-per-view cards to close out 2023. UFC 295, Saturday, November 11th, Jones versus Miocic, Prochazka versus Pereira, Madison Square Garden, New York City. UFC 296, Saturday, December 16th in Vegas, Edwards versus Covington, Pantoja versus Royval, and we are not done adding fights to these cards. So, you do not want to miss either one of these events. Make your plans now, and I will see you at the fights.
That's sick as fuck, bro. You know what's crazy is Big Cat's gonna be in New York for that Jon Jones card. New York City. All right. Initial thought. Who do you got? You got Pereira or do you got Jiri? Not Jones. Jones is fighting Stipe.
Pereira. Or how the fuck pronounce his name?
Pereira, yeah. I got Jiri, but I want Pereira to win. I want Pereira to just fucking snipe that fool and get a second title.
I've never really seen. Was it Jiri?
Jiri.
I've never really seen him fight too often.
I honestly, this is gonna be.
Jones Stipe?
No, bro. Fucking. We can do that one too. Jones versus Stipe. I got
I'm
Jones.
a Jones dick rider, dude. Dick rider.
Jones is the best.
Yeah.
Leon versus Covington. USA in this bitch.
I'm going.
I got Covington by destruction, my boy.
I'm going for Leon just because I like Leon.
Why?
Dude, that head kick was just majestic.
All of a sudden.
That's all I got for Leon. That's all I know really about
Yeah, but
Leon.
you picked every wrestler but the fucking best one.
Yeah, but, you know.
Whatever.
I like Leon.
It's your pick, I guess.
I like Leon.
It's your pick.
I like too they defend the title in London. That shit goes so hard.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. So, yeah, I got Leon.
I got Covington. And then Pantoja versus Royval.
I know who those are.
Pantoja's I think Pantoja wins, but I hope Royval wins because Royval's fucking sick. I love Royval.
I think, what was it? How bad were the fights were Covington and Usman? How bad were the fights? Like how far off were they?
They were close as fuck, bro.
Were they?
Both of them. That's why they ran it back.
Usman still won. I don't beat Usman twice back to back. My boy Edwards.
Yeah, but MMA math doesn't work. You know?
The math sometimes has to math. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, like, for example, like, I have homies that I can beat in wrestling, but I'll get beat by someone, but that person that I beat can beat the person that beat me.
Yeah, like I'll smoke other things. Just talking shit. Yeah, like for real, like I smoke all your friends.
Anyway, glad we did a little recap at the end. Sorry, Big Cat.
Including all your friends, like especially including you. Like I smoke your ass, dog.
Yeah, you're high off meth.
A little bit.